Hey YouTube, wife's bike's got a flat tire. 99% sure that it's not something she ran over. As you can see, there's two nipples where the rim strip has been improperly installed, so they're showing through. You would think they would have caught that, but they didn't. So I'm going to have to remove the tire, remove the wheel, remove the tire, put the rim strip back on, and patch the inner tube because I don't happen to have one. I have them. We ordered some, but they ain't here yet. So I'm not going to show you me patching the tire. That's just self-explanatory. But I am going to show you how to remove it. And installing it's going to be the exact opposite of removing it. So there's no point in doing that because I don't want to make this a half-hour long video. So I'm going to put you back on the tripod and you can follow along. So we'll start on the drivetrain side. There's a little black cap here that you're going to have to remove. 18mm wrench. Bolt's going to be tight. Jeez, talk about tight. Okay, you don't need to remove it all the way, you just need to loosen it. Then you're going to have a 4mm that's going to hold the torque. I don't know what they call it, torque something. It's a torque adapter to keep it from the wheel from rotating in the dropouts. I tightened these up yesterday because they were both loose. I'm going to take the Allen screw completely out in order to get it off. So we'll set that out of the way. Come over here while I have the 4mm in my hand. Loosen this one up. Take the 18mm, take the black cap off this side. You're going to have to wiggle it. It's not going to come off real easy, but it comes off. Boy, they want to make sure that didn't come loose. Oh, be right back. Bye.
I said bye.
Bye.
Just texted me and said,
okay. And you can see that this ain't even bolted on the wheel. Gonna have to cut this wire tie right here. Unplug the motor. And take this off. So, these tires are going to come off fairly easy. You don't need to use a tool. Oh my God, this thing is heavy. Normal bicycle weighs, rim this size would only weigh a few 500, a little over a pound. So we're taking the tire off completely because I'm going to have to put air in it and find out where it's got holes in it. And I want to look up the rim tape. Look at the rim tape real close. So, there's the tube out. We'll check the inside of the tire, but there's nothing in it. And as I was saying, this is a plastic rim tape. As I was saying, the rim tape has moved off the spokes. It was folded under, and I am going to unfold it, and then I'm going to take some black electrical tape. I'm going to run it along both edges, or you could use duct tape, electrical tape. I had a bug on my glasses, I think. Whichever you want to use. Its main goal will just be to keep the tape folded over where it's supposed to be. So, but everybody's in some point in their life is going to end up having to change an inner tube, and as you can tell, it isn't really, or a change a tire, and it pretty much looks like I'm going to have to plug my compressor in, and that's going to be really noisy. So if you get a flat tire right away after you get the bicycle, this is more than likely the cause. Make sure you put the tire back on. Both the chow yangs face the same direction, so it goes on like that. It has a directional arrow on it, but in this case it's both the chow yangs face this side, the drive side. So they're directional tires. Might as well check everything. The wheel came out fairly easily, but it's not going to go back in that easily. Believe me, I'll probably struggle with it. And when you plug the motor back in, there's 2 arrows on this plug. Make sure you line the arrows up, otherwise you're going to end up with a problem. Make sure you're really careful with the ends of the with the wheel plugs because they're just copper brass connector, and they could get bent fairly easily. So I'm gonna call it a day, and I'm gonna end up having to go buy an inner tube patch kit, because the last time I used an inner tube patch kit was 10 years ago. I usually just replace the inner tube, but in this case I'm going to have to patch it. And I see a couple of little marks on the inside of the inner tube where it would ride on the rim strip, so I'm pretty sure it's going. Why don't I just air it up so I can show you? So hang out, I'll be back in a second. So, fortunate to have a compressor, and I don't have to do this with a hand pump, but you have to blow it up pretty good to see, find it, because it's not gonna be obviously until you get some air pressure in it. And it looks like I have one hole right here, right on the seam of the let me wait for this compressor to shut off. It's a pretty good sized tank, so it takes a bit. So right here, I don't see anywhere else. So the fix for this is you can use duct tape, and right off the top of my head I don't know where any duct tape is. Oh, there's some right there. But I'm going to use black tape because the rim strip is still there, and it's not going to move. This isn't going to actually keep you from puncturing inner tube with it, but it will keep this from moving around, and it won't add a bunch of weight. Duct tape's a little thicker, so just put it around the edge of the rim strip. I don't know how many wraps you might want to do, but I'm going to do at least one. I think I'll do two, just to be safe, because I don't want to have to do this again. And you don't have to worry about this coming off. Once there's tire pressure on here, it's not going to go nowhere. So now I'm going to go across around the outside of the other one. And even notice I didn't even break the tape to do it. I just went across. Don't go up in the bead where the bead locks onto the tire. Just go to the edge of the rim. Go all the way around. Okay, so that takes care of that. And let me go look. If I have a tire repair kit, it'll be in the garage. And the answer is I don't have one. So I guess I'll go to our local hardware store and get an inner tube repair kit. Like I said, I'm not going to show you how to put the wheel on. It's pretty much opposite of taking it on. You have your torque lock, and then you have a washer in here that actually locks the wheel from the other side. So this little washer, this little silver washer, can't move, but it has to be lined up with the slot in the tire. So I mean in the frame. So when you put it back in, if you're struggling to get it back on, you got to make sure this slot is lined up with the frame hole. And it's the same on both sides, but since they're a flat, they shouldn't move. It's just a matter of moving the wheel and getting it lined up. You should be able to get the brake in fairly easily. I did not, when I put the flip this up on its handlebars, I just turned the display completely out of the way so that I wouldn't hit the display. Keep that in mind, to take it easy when you flip it over, that you're not ruining anything on the top of the bike. And once you set it there, don't move it around until you're ready to put it the wheel back on. You're going to need another zip tie too, to zip tie this two cables back down. And don't over tighten the zip tie. You can really screw something up. The Chinese cables that they use on the bikes are crappy, to say the least. They will destroy the wire if you over tighten it. Other than that, please subscribe, and if I decide to make a video of putting it back on, I'll just make a separate video and post it on a different deal. So maybe I'll do that, just because it's going to be more complicated putting it back on than it will be taking it off. So subscribe, have a great day, see you in a bit.